Terminator, I will not stop until you drop. Hello, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger, former governor of California or California, okay? And you're a girly man, and you ain't listening to underground wicked radio, okay? DJ Snickers, okay? Listen to it, or I will terminate you. Terminator, yeah. Heidi ho, Kermit the Frog here, our Sesame Street News for the special bulletin. I just wanted to tell you about Underground Wicked Radio. It's pretty good, with DJ Snickers. Okay, bye-bye.
Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Hey, TJ Snickers, come on down. Over here, let me tell you, I see this bitch. You ain't showing her tits yet, but I guarantee you, man, you come down here, man, little Don's over here. She'll fucking show you. She'll fucking woo. You know what I mean? Yeah, like you come over here and see how. I'm just kidding.
Oh, hello. This is Saul Rosenberg. I have warts all over my ass and genitalia. And, when I'm laid up in the bed and I'm smoking and I can't walk when I have these warts, I'm listening to Underground Wicked Radio with, the DJ Snickers.
DJ Snickers. Is that DJ Snickers as in you're snickering, or as in the candy bar, or you're like sweet as fuck? Okay, DJ Snickers, be quiet for 1 second. Underground Wicked Radio in the motherfucking house. Shaggy Two Dope in this bitch. Big shouts to you and everybody listening, fam.
All right, Underground Wicked Radio.
How's it going, Jay?
Shit, going it's going real good, man. So I'm gonna give you a drop. I'm gonna give you a drop so you can use it. All you gotta do is sample it. Check it out. This is Violent J, and you're checking out Underground Wicked Radio. 2 Roots, bitch.
And we are live in Underground Wicked Radio with Precious Juggalo. Shovel.
Hey now, what's up?
Starting right out. Why Shovel?
Why Shovel? Good question. So Shovel started. It's been a lot of years ago, and it's not Juggalo related at all. But I'm the kind of guy that gives out nicknames. Like, I've always been the one that gives people nicknames, but nobody ever really gave me one until I was in my early 20s and I was working at a skate park, hanging out with a bunch of BMX dudes. And one of the guys that hung out in our group misheard my name. And so when I wouldn't be around, he would be telling people about Shovel, and he'd be like, yeah, Shovel said this, Shovel did that. And nobody would ever know what he was talking about. And they would just be like, okay, Shovel sounds cool. I don't know who that is. And then one day we were in the shop together, and he said something about Shovel, and somebody was like, man, who is Shovel? Who are you talking about? And so my buddy Keaton points at me, and everybody's like, Shovel? That's not his name. Why are you calling him Shovel? And so that's how I became Shovel. Because a guy named Keaton is too stupid to understand what my actual name is.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it for a minute there.
Shout out Keaton.
Oh, man.
No, and that's the weird thing. It doesn't even sound anything like Shovel.
That's crazy.
I really don't know where he got it from. It's weird. But I like it. I'll take it.
Shout out to everybody in chat. Whoop, whoop, fam. Share this on your timeline, Facebook, wherever. Get some people in here. Don't forget, Shovel's giving away a Precious Juggalo t-shirt tonight. We've already got names in the hat. Will be drawn towards the interview. A winner, I will be asking a question to get your name entered in one more time, so you'll have 2 chances to win the hat oh my goodness. You'll have your name in the hat twice. There we go. I will spit this out.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for coming at me.
Just comment on the stream and you get 1 chance. answer DJ Snickers' question correctly, and you'll get entered a second time to be able to win a T-shirt.
Woo
Which
woo.
I meant to grab one. Totally forgot. So there's that. Just imagine the Precious Juggalos logo on a T-shirt. I know it's hard.
I can't wait to get mine. I was hoping to have it before the interview.
I know.
So how did you get started into painting precious moments? Like, what made you pick up that first one and say, "Hey, I'm going to do ICP on this"?
So that's what she said. So I used to, or I kind of still do, not as much as I used to. I used to paint little miniatures for like Dungeons and Dragons, that type of thing. So I used to do a lot of that with my oldest kid, and so I had a lot of paints and I had a lot of paintbrushes, and I had a little bit of a skill set, not great, and my wife at one point had showed me a picture of somebody that had painted Juggalo faces on a nativity scene, and I was like, man, yeah, that's funny. It's not very well done, but it's funny. And I still didn't really think about I should do that myself. Just kind of went in the back of my head of like, it's a good idea. And then, COVID happened and everything got weird, and some other crappy things happened. Like my best friend died by suicide. And so my life was just kind of crap for a minute. And so I was just looking for something to like be fun and funny. And so my wife likes to go thrift shopping, and I do too. And one day she came home with some figurines, not even precious moments, just like, the weird, whatever cheap figurines that she found. And so I was like, yeah, I'm going to Juggalo those. So I did painted some Juggalo faces on them. And like, I swear, I really am not like an artist. I'm really not.
Disagree.
Well, it just so happens that I have some kind of a freakish lightning in the bottle. I can paint precious moment or Juggalo face paint on the smallest things.
Action figures.
And action figures. I have done action figures.
Oh wow.
And yeah, so I painted the first one, which I still own, and it just cracked me up. I thought it was hilarious, so I painted another one, and it still just made me smile, after not being able to smile for a while. So then I painted another one, and still just every time I would finish a face, just light up my life. Everything would be fun and funny. And then I posted some pictures on my personal Facebook, and some of my friends were like, yeah, that's awesome. Can I have one? I was like, yeah, I don't really need a ton of them. And so they were like, well, how much? So I sold a couple to my friends. And then after that, I was like, yeah, this is a thing. I think I could make a thing of this. So I started painting on a regular basis, and the rest is history. Here we are. And that, it really only got serious about a year ago. Like,
oh wow.
I think I painted my first one like 3 or 4 years ago, and still wasn't really like, it was just kind of like a weird, if I was bored on a weekend, like, hey, I'll just get the paints out and I'll paint another Juggalo. And now it's like a serious thing. I do it all the time and I love it. And it still does the same thing. Every time I finish one, it just makes me laugh. It brings the whole world into focus and makes it enjoyable for me. So I just keep doing it because it obviously brings joy to other people too. So that's what it's all about.
Yes, it is. I see more people tuning in. Comment and chat to get entered into the drawing tonight for a Precious Juggalo t-shirt.
Are you tracking that, or am I tracking that?
We're already ahead of you.
Perfect.
So what made you decide to go on YouTube and go live to start painting?
Well, I watch a lot of YouTube.
Yep.
So, and I always enjoyed it. I also used to do video production stuff back in like the late 90s.
Oh wow.
I used to do, my friends and I started a TV show that was on public access, like think about like Wayne's World, it was kind of that situation.
Nice.
And so we had a lot of fun doing that, but it was like, seriously, we were doing editing by using 2 VCRs and a camcorder and on VHS tapes. And so, but I loved it. It was a ton of fun. So I was actually going to go to college for broadcasting. And then I got all distracted with being a comedian. And so that all kind of fell away along the way. Like my life has taken some really weird turns over the last 25 years or whatever. But I've always really enjoyed broadcasting. I used to be a radio DJ for a lot of years. So, you know, I saw YouTube as like an opportunity to kind of get back into something that I really, really liked. And so I did. So now I have a set and I'm sitting in a set talking to my friend DJ Snickers doing an interview. You know, how weird is that? Love it.
I love it too, man. I got thrown in. I used to set up DJs on User Nation Radio. I was actually never a DJ. Oh, shout out Grandpa Juggalo in chat. Hey homie, you're getting entered into a contest if you're not here later. I got your
Grandpa
details.
and Pops in here.
Heck
We're
yeah.
getting some old heads. I like it.
Grandpa Juggalo's got half his face painted or tattooed like Shaggy Two Dopes.
Nice.
Yeah, it's permanently tattooed. It's awesome.
Dude.
He
That's
does live streams on Facebook. Hell yeah.
Oh, really?
So you're gonna be entered in to win a Precious Juggalo t-shirt. So next question. Actually, let's go to a video reaction. I want to get your opinion of an artist. We're going to have him react to. I forgot. It's been a long day at work today.
Electric Callboy.
Thank you. Electric Callboy.
What
One of my favorite. Yeah.
would you ever do without me?
I don't know. Which one do you think we should do? Which one do you like?
I don't know which one you did last time. You should do a different one than you did last time.
We did. Yeah, we didn't do this one last time. We'll do this one. Well, we're waiting for that. It's gonna play some YouTube commercials. So what? Hey, here's a question. What does your family think of you painting Precious Juggalos?
What my mom says is she doesn't understand it, but she knows that a lot of people like it and she knows that I really enjoy it. So my mom actually like supplies a lot of the figurines. She works at an antique mall, and so a lot of times people will just like abandon stuff there that hasn't sold and they don't want to mess with it anymore. And so my my mom will give it to me. And so a lot of times you'll see things that I'm painting that, came straight from her. And then, like my dad, he doesn't know, he doesn't care. He doesn't like, even if I tried to tell him what I was doing, he wouldn't get it.
Understand.
Yeah. Like my wife is another good example. Like she doesn't really know anything about Insane Clown Posse, but or Juggalo culture as a whole. But she's from Carthage, Missouri, and that's where Precious Moments are from. Oh, wow. So she was she grew up around it so much that, when you're like overexposed to a thing, you can kind of start to really despise that thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I can't stand Wizard of Oz because I'm from Kansas. My wife hates Precious Moments because she's from Carthage. So she loves that I'm quote unquote desecrating them. She thinks that's the best thing ever. And a lot of times I'll show them to her and I can tell like if they're going to be a big hit because either she'll say that's crass or she'll say, oh, that's cute. And I know right away, like, all right, this will probably do pretty good.
Grandpa Juggalo, have you seen Precious Juggalo's work? Do you have one of your?
I've got the Stay Puffed guys. Snickers, I meant to like have stuff ready And I guess with the
Oh
storm,
yeah, I've seen
kinda,
it. Kind of threw you off. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got an ice storm, you guys. So if he loses power and cuts off, he
yeah,
can't come
Kansas
back.
City's getting hit really hard. But yeah, this is my latest. Not for sale. This is a custom piece for somebody. But yeah, a little Darby O'Trill and Ouija Mac about to make a s'more out of Violent J right there.
Oh yeah, that'd be dope. All right, let's cut over to this video reaction. We're gonna have you watch Electric Callboy. We got the moves, and then just give me your honest opinion after. Tell us what you
got it.
think. People in chat too, let me know what you think of these guys. I interviewed them 9 years ago, and they just sent me a new radio drop, shouting DJ Stars out as well for rotation. Here we go. We'll be right back after this. Electric Callboy. We got the moves.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a whole lot.
Yeah.
So I like I don't know if you're familiar with Tim and Eric. So they have had a show on Cartoon Network on Adult Swim.
I remember that.
Yeah, Tim and Eric Awesome Show.
Yeah.
There was definitely a lot of Eric Wareheim in that music video. It definitely had a lot of that vibe and that like the comedy. So yeah, I actually like that a lot because not only was it just funny to look at, but
the music was good.
Yeah, it's got a
I
hook.
love them.
And that breakdown was pretty wicked too.
I might do one more here throughout the interview from them, just because all their stuff, man, is insane.
Well, and I'm pretty sure I've seen that guy. Unless there's somebody else that's rocking that haircut. That's
Oliver Tree.
Okay.
Ninja with a Pencil, you just got entered in the contest because you commented in chat.
Hey, Ninja.
For Precious Juggalo t-shirt will be given away at the end of the interview.
And it won't be just a random size. Whoever wins, I'll get your shirt size and I'll get you a shirt that fits you. Because I always hate winning a shirt and it's like, oh, sweet, a size youth small. That's great.
Yeah, what am I gonna do with that?
Put it on a Barbie doll. I don't know what I'm meant to do with that, but thanks.
So, Shovel, how do you stay up to date with selling your precious moments online? Do you have to do any promotion or anything?
Starting out, yeah. They didn't move very well for a long time. EC, yeah. I don't have any that small, but if I need to, I'll special order one for you. But yeah, starting out, they didn't sell very, very well. I would sit on a pretty big mountain of painted ones. And then I just, over the course of the last year, I've gone viral a few times. And the last time with the Boogie Woogie Woo piece is what really just like blew the doors open. And I gained 16,000 followers on Facebook in like the span of like 2 weeks.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then after that, everything sells. I can't really keep anything in stock. It's kind of weird right now. I've got that one NASCAR bobblehead that is still in my shop, which I'm not like a NASCAR guy, but I love it just because it's like sealed on the card. I think that it's funny that there's a Juggalo face on a guy that's sealed. So, you don't got to be into NASCAR to hang that on your wall somewhere. That would look pretty tight. But yeah, that one's lingered for like maybe not quite a week yet, but it's long enough where it's like, oh man, kind of hurt. I'd take that kind of personal. But a year ago, that thing would have sat there for like, I don't know, 9 months.
Oh,
and it would have instead, I would have just been like, I guess it's just gonna wait. And then the day that it would sell would be like, big celebration, and my wife would scream in the other room when I would text her and be like, hey, that one sold. And now it's like my wife just sees me running out with packages and she'll say, holy cow, what'd you sell today? Like, whatever I painted.
That's a good question, Adam. Do you plan on painting any more gnomes?
Yeah, I have like this set of 3 really small gnomes that are like climbing around in like shoes. But they're not down here in the studio, and because of that, I never think about them. But I've got my mom on the lookout. My wife is on the lookout. I'm on the lookout for more gnomes. So it'll happen. There definitely will be more gnomes, but I don't necessarily have anything like in front of me that I'm going to get done in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, wow. So,
Yeah.
you know what's funny is I don't really watch Shaggy Two Dope show that much anymore. I used to all the time. Only reason I started watching it is because I was on a mission to get you a shout out.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't told anybody about this, but we'll talk about it here. So I'm working on, because it was the Christmas ornament that he liked. So this will be his. Obviously, I haven't finished it yet, but on top of that, I'm working on a special one, and this one's gonna be it's gonna take some imagination right now because it's not anywhere close to being done. But when I'm done with this, and Renee's head fell off, so pretend Renee's head is on there. When I'm done with this, it's gonna be Shaggy and Renee on the red carpet at the VMAs. Is the plan. So I wanted to do something like, obviously he liked the Christmas ornament, but I wanted something that had more of like a wow factor, and I figured that capturing that moment in a Precious Moments form would probably be something that would make them both go, dang.
Hell yeah. I can't wait. I hope he puts it up behind him on the podcast.
Yeah. I'm kind of wondering how it'll go, because I'm sure he and Renee will probably fight over it. Renee's probably going to like it a lot. So she might end up stealing it. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Now, did you know she does music?
Renee does?
Yeah.
I did not know that. What does she do?
It's kind of it's like a rap singing. She was in one of our interviews and had me pull her music up because she's like, "Hey, it's Shaggy Two Dope's girlfriend, Renee." So and she dropped the link and I pulled her music up. I was like, "Dang, wasn't bad at all."
Huh? I had no idea. To me, if I just was judging her just based on just seeing her, I would totally assume that she's like a jazz singer. She has that look.
She does. Yeah.
Yeah. She's got a nice, like, classic beauty about her that, I don't know, it just makes me think of like an old jazz club in a basement somewhere.
So here comes the question for you guys to get your name in the hat twice. I'm only going to give about a minute because I know some of you are probably going to Google it. And Grandpa Juggalo, you should know this. You've been on enough of my interviews, so you're probably going to be the first one to get this question right. All right, so what was ICP's first name they went by? Well, we're waiting for that. I'm waiting for comments. Oh, he's too stoned. He can't remember. Oh,
it happens.
It does. He's not dabbing Grandpa for nothing. Nope, not Inner City Posse. That
was my guess too. That was my guess too.
Out of 7,000 people I've interviewed, 2 people have got this question right. Nope, not Inner City Posse.
He types fast. Yeah.
No, everyone keeps typing Inner City Posse. They had a name before that.
That was my guess too. Snickers asked me before the show.
You got it. Yep, JJ boys. EC Juggalo got it. Put him in the hat again.
I wanted to hit my button, but
I need to start
my show.
Oh, you could. I wouldn't care. Oh,
I don't think
OBS.
I don't think it works.
Try it. It might.
Let's see here. No, I got a big error button.
Oh
yeah, because I'm closed out of my OBS right now.
Yep. You could have ran through OBS into StreamYard. It gives you the options when you first get on in the box.
Now I know.
Dang. Yep. You ever get on again?
Next time, yeah.
So how long did it take you to figure out what paintbrushes to use on Precious Moments?
So I talked before about how I used to hold on. Cotton candy. My bad.
So she said.
Yeah. I so I used to paint miniatures, like the miniature figurines from like D&D and other fantasy stuff. So I already had a lot of like really fine detail brushes. And then I paint with miniature paint. So like you'll see me pulling out these little paints. And so like this is like Citadel paint. So it's a much higher quality paint. It's not like craft paint from like Hobby Lobby. And it's more and I'm not like knocking anybody because that's what they use, because I use some too. But it's just the pigment level is a lot better. It's not as thinned out. So my paints stick really well, and my brushes, the brush, I call it my secret weapon, is another paintbrush from Painting Minis, and it's from Army Painter, and it's called the Psycho. That's why I call it the Psycho. And this brush, it's so small. I know you probably can't really tell it on camera, but it is. It's like pinprick small, and it's like a high quality brush, so it keeps its shape, which is really important. Having like stray little hairs hanging off your brush will definitely be frustrating if you're trying to paint clean. So yeah, that's using a really fine tip brush like that, using a lot of extra lights and magnification, using my nerd goggles, as I call them, these sweet things that I have a lot of tools that I use to their full potential, because my abilities are very limited. So I have to fake it till I make it, because I keep telling everybody, nobody wants to believe me. I'm not very good. I'm not a great artist. You can see it when I paint letters. My letters look like I'm a 5-year-old. Terrible.
I can kind of paint letters. I mean, I could draw them like I did in my UWR. And then I redid a painting for her. I used to paint all the time, like dragons and a scenery. Only thing my stepfather ever commented on that I did, he liked. I got to get back into it.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
I miss it.
It's just so cathartic creating stuff, even if it's just for you, because it's not just that you start a project, and it's not just that you finish a project. It's everything in between too. The process of the creation of that project is really like, that's where like you really get all the good feels, where everything just feels elevated, because you have to sit through and endure the process of making a thing.
Yep. And depending on how much
it happens in music, that's how it is too. Trying to write that lyric, and you're stuck on it and stuck on it and stuck on it. But if you trust the process and use the gifts that you're born with, eventually you're going to hit that line, and it's all going to come together.
Hey, Don, I apologize. It just dawned on me you weren't in chat, so I just sent you the link on Facebook. I was like, oh, shoot, I was supposed to remind him.
Yeah, get Don in the contest for sure.
Yep, she's doing that now, putting him in.
Already done.
So when you're just gonna cut them up after and then throw them
I am like,
you're already ahead.
Of
Oh,
you.
wow, she's way ahead of me.
Jeez.
You guys are already in the hat. Dang.
She is on it.
So
gotta be.
How do you think you've progressed in your craft over the years when it comes to doing art?
I can definitely tell a difference. There are things that I'm doing now that I definitely couldn't have done when I first started. And dang, man, I should have brought because I'll never sell number one, the first Juggalo that I ever painted.
I don't blame you.
I've got it up in my personal collection in my theater room. I should have brought it down just to show it, because I don't know if you've noticed, like the clowns, their makeup changed throughout all the years. And not just color, but the actual shape of it. And so initially I was trying to do like the squared edges that like Jay does on his cheeks. And then like just thin. He does fairly thin eyebrows now. But through the years I've developed my own style for them. Like, so all my Jay eyebrows come to a real sharp point. So do his cheeks. Like, and I know it's not, that's not how Violent J does it. That's how I do Violent J. And so that's become my signature. Dude, Don, did you ever see the blue and red, the Shangri-La one that I did for a friend of mine on Discord? I'll have to send you pictures. Actually, I'll pull them up. I'll show them to the camera. Because yeah, I did a piece once with their Shangri-La era paint, and it was pretty rad.
So anyone not an admin in chat, can you type butthole for me and see if it works? I want to see.
Are you serious?
I haven't been live on YouTube in a long time, so I want to see if I'm still set where I don't have that kind of moderation on there where you're gonna get muted for it.
I'm not an admin anymore.
I don't. Don said I'm definitely gonna have to. So I see a lot of new people in chat. You're getting entered in for the Precious Juggalo t-shirt tonight. We're giving away. He will get your size, but you got to be here for the end of the interview to get drawn out of the hat. So Ben, you're going into the hat now. We got a couple others I see pop in chat. We'll be doing that on the end. Oh wow, I haven't seen that one either. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that one was actually never in my shop. I actually, and that's what it was. The lighting. That's what it was inspired by.
Oh, I remember that.
So that I actually painted for a friend of mine that was just kind of down in the dumps. So no charge, just sent it to him because I knew he would love it. Hey, nice. Well, tell Tally, thank you so much.
Heck yeah. So how did you, how do I say this? I'm trying to, because I'm so used to interviewing artists and not.
Yeah. Oh, I'm an artist.
Well, you're an artist that paints. You got me on that one. I was like, oh great, he is an artist.
It still weirds me out when I have to like describe myself to people as, well, I'm an artist. Like I paint crap. I'm a goofball dummy. I'm an entertainer. That's what it's all about.
Oh, so it worked. You can do butthole in mine. I thought so.
Mikey's using his hack that he learned on my streams.
Someone else
said butthole.
Oh, Pondfish did.
Yep.
And Ben. Hey, Ben Pequeño, what's up, dude? Good to see you.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I keep forgetting the chat is in a different spot than I'm used to, so I keep forgetting to look over there.
So, what is like the worst insult you've gotten on some of your photos?
So there's my biggest like social media is on Facebook, and which is a blessing and a curse. The bigger you get in any of the formats, the more attention that you're going to get. So it's for good and for bad. So because I've gone viral and I've been able to crack the algorithm on Facebook, some of my pieces have been seen by, people that don't like Juggalos and don't like ICP. So a lot of times, and it happens, it doesn't happen a lot. I shouldn't say a lot of times. It's only happened a few times, but it's usually dudes, and they'll usually say, "Oh, look at those Juggalo meth heads in their trailer are really, cranking out the crap or whatever." And it's like, okay, well, first off, I don't do meth. In fact, I I used to wear a badge for 5 years, which, you know, that doesn't mean that you can't do meth. You know, I knew plenty of people that were worked for law enforcement that did drugs. But you know, I'm so not like, I smoked weed twice in my life and I didn't like it. Like, I don't do drugs at all. I don't even hardly drink anymore. Like, I'm such a normal guy that and I shouldn't say that. Like, people that do drugs, I'm not saying you're abnormal. You're totally normal. It's just to try to call me a meth head,
Normal.
right? To try to call me a meth head, like, no, I'm not even. No, to say that I'm like live in a trailer. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but no, I actually own my own home with 5 bedrooms. Like,
And they're probably in their mommy's basement. It's
right,
okay.
and that's what I mean. Like, I've got a wife. I've got 3 beautiful daughters. I've got, you know, I own my home. I own my car. Like, and I pay my taxes. I vote. Like, I do all the things. I contribute to society.
You adults.
Yeah. So to try to tear me down in that way, and it's what I hate about it is it's just the assumption of Juggalo culture is that, well, you must be trashy. And that's just and that's been a thing since the 90s. I know it is, and I understand why it is. Because, you know, it does. Even the clowns themselves, they started very poor. That's why Fago, dude, because Fago's cheap. And so, yeah, there is an element of white trash, but that's like, that doesn't mean it has to define us. Poverty and being down doesn't have to define Juggalo culture at all. Like, we can succeed. We can absolutely succeed, and we can be the best at things. We can have the best rappers, we can have the best artists, we can have the best content creators. We can do it. We are perfectly capable of doing it. And it doesn't matter that, you know, we just happen to like listening to a couple of dudes that like to put makeup on and talk about, you know, crazy murder clowns and stuff. There's nothing wrong with it. So yeah, having that be an insult towards me, it doesn't bother me, because obviously I know I'm not any of those things. But what does bother me is just that assumption of the culture that everybody's just trashy. Everybody like it's offensive to all of us that are trying to do things like you, DJ Snickers. Like, you're trying, or not trying, you're succeeded. You've made a radio station of your own. Blows my mind. And you have that up and running. People can listen to it all the time. You made that. Don Chaos, he does all kinds of great content on YouTube. There are a bunch of artists in the chat right now that are just great people that do great things. And to just assume that they're lesser than because they happen to have a hatchet man on them somewhere, that's nonsense. And I hate that. So that's why it's insulting to me. Soapbox.
And what's funny about that, I see Don say he knows a juggler that's a doctor.
Yeah.
I had a guy that was in prison I want to interview, and the security guy, or not the security guy, the CO was a juggalo. He snuck a phone in so I could interview the artist from prison. I've actually interviewed a rap artist from prison.
Wow. That's the officer took a lot of risk on that. That's a career-ending move right there. That's crazy, but that's amazing.
It's on YouTube. It's one of my older interviews back when I just did radio interviews. So next Thursday, I am going to be on Don Chaos's interview with, let's pull the video up. He will be interviewing this guy. We'll play this real quick.
Hey yo, what's going on, my fellow freaks and freak show? It's your boy Chuckles here, representing LSP, here to remind y'all on January 9th, I am coming back once again. That is right. I am coming back on the Hours of Chaos podcast with my brother from another mother himself, Don Chaos, for another exclusive interview that you do not want to miss out at all. So be sure y'all mark this down on your calendars. We'll be going live at 5 p.m. Pacific time. Y'all have some questions or want to come kick it with us? Be sure to come kick it with us because it's going to be a great-ass motherfucking show. You know what I'm saying? Can't wait to see y'all there in the New Year's. L's up and stay evil with your bad selves. Yeah.
I love Chuckles, man.
Well, and he's a great example of what I was just talking about. Like, he's developed a great look. He's got his own aesthetic. Like, Chuckles is, everybody can recognize him, and he's built himself. He's eked out his own corner of the culture, and he's all, I mean, you can tell it just from that video. That dude, he's just a pure dude. He seems like he might be the funnest guy ever. This may look a little scary or whatever, but you know, it's all just a mask. That's kind of the whole point. Like, when it comes down to it, we're good folks.
Exactly, agree. Now, have you ever heard Chuckles' music?
I think I did listen to one song because of I saw Don posted that promo the other day. So I did listen to one of his tracks, and yeah, I like him. I need to listen to more of him. I'm so that's the bad thing about me. Like and you know, people can say what they want, whatever. I really honestly don't care. Do not care. I am what I am and I know what I am. People can say that I'm, you know, not a juggalo, and really I've never even like tried to like say that I am. Like, I don't try to be like, no, I know what it is, because I don't know much of anything. I know I listened to Riddlebox back in 1996 and I liked it a whole lot, and I had it in my car, and I rocked it out for like 2 solid years. And then I got the Great Malenko, and then I kind of just moved on and did other things with my life, and I lost track of Juggalo culture completely. And now I'm circled back 25 years later, and I'm learning a lot. And there has been a lot. So I know I'm way behind. So if people try to like quiz me and try to be like, well, you don't actually know anything.
It's not about that.
I know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, just because I don't have knowledge about the thing doesn't mean I don't love the thing, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
and that
like
brings
people that are
me-
just learning football, that have never watched football before, but they've gone to their first like game, and then they can be part of the crowd and actually feel it and really start to like understand some of the rules and some of the action. They'll fall in love. Give people a chance. You can't gatekeep. You can't jump on them because they don't know everything you know. Like, I'm sorry. I know a lot about a lot of other music because I worked in that industry, not this one. My bad. I'm sorry. I know a lot of metal, and I know a lot of hardcore music and punk music. You know, I don't need to apologize for that. Music is music, and I love music. I love Juggalo music too. I just don't know all of it. I'm learning. Give me a chance.
Man, you'll never catch up.
Right? Yeah.
I've been doing this
learning
16 years, and I'm still finding artists that I've never heard of. I'm interviewing. It blows my mind.
Well, and that's the crazy thing about this. And you know, it's this subculture. No other genre has this subculture. Like, it doesn't exist anywhere else. Nope. Where it's kind of self-enclosed and like I don't know, it feeds itself. And you know, most other genres you get into, like punk, is so splintered and so weird that they'll eat each other, they'll fight each other and hate each other, and it's like, you guys listen to the same thing. Get it together and just enjoy it. And I know there's the whole twisted and ICP thing. Put all that aside. I'm just talking about like straight up, you know, people dressing the same way, hating each other. That's stupid. You obviously love the same thing.
So, Mr. E, to that question, yes, Precious Juggalo has merch. Because you just commented in chat, you just got entered into tonight's contest. Precious Juggalo is giving away one of his Precious Juggalo shirts at the end of the interview.
Literally hot off the press.
Literally, yep. In your size. We'll get your size if you win. You just got your name put into a hat to be drawn at the end of the interview. So you guys got to make sure you're here, because if you're not in chat, we're drawing a different name.
Yeah, so I don't have a lot of like straight up merch yet. I have some shirts, buttons, and stickers so far. But obviously my bread and butter is selling my art. So like this one isn't done. Imagine there's a clown face on there. So yeah, that's more of what my shop is about. But I'm starting to break into the merch game. I've always loved good merch.
So here's a question for you.
And thank you, Mr. E. I appreciate that.
How do you separate yourself from other people that paint, even the copycat ones? Like, how would you separate yourself from them?
So without throwing any like shade at anybody, honestly, my goal, and I say this, I say this completely separate from everybody else. Myself, me, my goal is to do everything as fine as I can at that particular time. As my skill set grows, I want my abilities to increase and get better. So I am different from other painters, and it's not just people that paint juggalos. There's a whole huge movement right now of people repainting precious moments. And you know, I'm one of the, I don't want to say bigger names, but I'm a pretty big name in that weird little market. But even those people come to me asking me, how do I get my paint so smooth? Because that's what separates me. I don't show brush strokes because I put in the work. And that's honestly what it comes down to. I don't half-ass it. I'm painting because I want it to be as good as I can paint. And that's what an artist is. It's when you're trying to achieve the pinnacle of your ability in any given time. So this I just painted the other day. You know, I know it's not the best situation, but you don't see brush strokes. And that's because I know the technique of how to paint. Again, not throwing shade. Other people don't necessarily know it. So they're just slopping paint on, and they think that it's a one and done, one coat, and I'm good deal. And it's not. It has to take time. You have to really slow down and take your time. And, you know, if I screw up and I do a brush stroke that I didn't mean to do, what do I do, Snickers? Because you've seen me do it.
You go back,
stop everything I'm doing.
Yep.
And I fix it.
Yep.
Because if I don't, then it's either going to get in my head and I'm going to continue to make mistakes, or it's going to get in my way and I'm going to try to paint around it and I'll end up aggravating the mistake even more. So I don't let my mistakes sit. I fix them. I fix them as soon as I can, because I want the end product to be the best it can be.
Perfection.
For what I can do. Because I'm not, I keep saying it, I'm not a great painter. I just care.
Ben, that is a good question. Ben wants to know, where do you get the precious moments from?
That is a good question. Ben, I get a lot from my mom. My mom, I said this earlier, my mom works at an antique mall, and people will just kind of abandon things, or she'll find them really cheap. I've given her a price. If it's $5 or less, buy it and I'll paint it. And I'll, pay her back. Otherwise, Facebook Marketplace, I don't usually buy just one. I'll usually buy a collection.
Okay.
Because then it's cheaper. Because I'm a businessman. I want to keep my costs low and my profits high. Heyo, that's America. So yeah, I really try to get them around like a $2 cost. Because my paint's expensive. Even my boxes are expensive. If you've ever ordered anything from me, I I got some really nice boxes that I've have through trial and error. I've found the boxes that are the best for what I'm shipping. So I spend a little extra on stuff like that. So I try to make my precious moments as cheap as they can be because I don't want to rake you over the coals when it comes down to it.
Yep. Yeah, and if you price them too high, then it's going to be hard to sell too.
Yeah, and honestly, and I kind of hate that I'm kind of high priced right now. It's supply and demand straight up.
Yep.
So I'm sorry. I know some people have seen me, months ago I was like I would consistently lower my prices and I would have stuff that I'd have for just $25. That was kind of like my low. I wouldn't go lower than that. And now it's basically everything is 50 and up. And it feels, I don't know, I kind of feel bad that it's selling for that much, but it's also like I can't keep anything in stock.
It's not
it
just
is what
that.
it
You
is.
gotta figure the cost of the paint, the cost of shipping.
Right. Yeah. Because shipping and everything is included in any price that you see on my website. So because I always hate when I order stuff and I'm like, okay, it's $30. And then I go to check out and it's like, well, wait, when did it become $50? What happened?
Yep.
Well, I would rather know at the front end it's $50. So that's how I price things.
So
Thanks,
we're gonna cut over to one more Electric Cowboy reaction from you, just
All
because
right.
you said you liked them. I want to do
I
one
do.
more.
Yeah, I like them a lot. They bring the fun.
This is my favorite one to listen to. This one is called Hyper Hyper, and they have like 16 different freaking versions of this song, man. All right, we'll be right back after this. Electric Cowboy, Hyper Hyper. Drop some comments in chat. New people tuning in. Let me know what you think of these guys. I interviewed them 10 years ago. They're actually from Germany, and they went to enter Russia. They went to enter Russia's Got Talent over there, and they booed them off stage. I couldn't believe it. But we'll be, yeah, isn't that crazy? So they said that when I had them on for an interview that their music was trash and they would never go anywhere. Well, yeah, right. Now they got millions of views.
Right.
We'll be right back after this. Hyper Hyper. Right.
Yeah, I like this a lot.
My favorite.
Okay, after this, can I have you play something? Because I think you're gonna dig it.
Definitely.
Okay.
Let's see.
Yeah, I like that a lot. It's like Andrew WK and Horse the band got together.
It is, yes. I would have never thought
Yeah.
of that. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So what,
Okay.
what were you thinking you wanted me to play?
Look for a band called Showbread and the song Mouth Like a Magazine.
Never heard
It's
of them.
very much in the same vein as Electric Callboy. And interestingly enough, Mouth Like a Magazine.
Mouth Like a Magazine.
Like a Pew Pew magazine. It was, so I used to run a music venue, showed a lot of I did a lot of hardcore bands and metal bands and punk bands. And Pequeño knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, Showbread. They actually almost signed to my record label.
Oh,
They
wow.
were debating between me and then the label that they ended up signing with, which is, bigger and had a lot more backing. But they liked the control that I was going to be able to give them. So yeah, we had a pretty close relationship for a while there.
All right, let's check this out. We'll be right back after this. And then I want to do one more before we take questions. I'll explain after. Showbread, Mouth Like a Magazine. I'm gonna have to get these guys on for an interview.
Time for Furnace Fest a couple years back. So I was able to be there for that, and man, it was so nice to hear them all back together again. And they still crushed it. Yeah.
Even though they hadn't practiced, that's awesome.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And they're all such devoted artists that even without a lot of practice, they cranked it out. They crushed. It was so good.
So one more reaction from you, and then we're gonna take some more questions.
Yep.
So when I first got with DJ Stars and I got her into interviews, I noticed she had a signed postcard on her wall, and their name was Crash Karma. And I'm like, well, I'll just get them on for an interview. You like their music, you're a fan of them. And she, oh, that's not gonna happen. I think 2 days later I had them set up for the interview. So I want to get your opinion on their music. They've opened up for Fozzy. You need to hit up the guitar player. We're getting a guitar player on from Fozzy for an interview. You know who that is, right?
Fozzy? Like
yes.
Fozzy Bear?
You don't know Chris Jericho's band, Fozzy?
Oh.
The wrestler. Oh, that was funny.
Dude. Yeah, sorry. Born in the late 70s, the Muppets dominate a lot of my brain space. So I hear Fozzy, and yeah, that's all I can think about is Fozzy Bear.
Is Fozzie Yep, same here.
Also, I don't know if it's age or what. My brain, I swear, I am not as like sharp as I used to be. So yeah, waka waka.
I feel that. Yep, waka waka. All right. This is Crash Karma, Girl with a Hammer. I'm going to play for you. They are actually a married couple that tours together. And in their interview, neither one of them wanted to be a singer. So keep that in mind while you're listening to this. And the guy, because they're a two-person band, he turned his guitar half bass, half guitar, and had to reteach himself how to play the guitar with it being half bass, half electric.
So it's like Local H.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be right back, and I want your honest opinion, what you think of them after. We'll be right back after this. This is Crash Karma, Girl with a Hammer.
I'll say this right now. I'll respect any drummer that can sing and drum at the same time. That is so hard.
Yep.
And sing melodic. That is so hard.
It is.
Scream and drum, whatever. Sing and drum. And he's got some big mustache. I like that. Yeah, they have
Crash
a good
Karma.
full sound with just a two-piece. I like that they're
Isn't that
both doing
crazy?
vocals. That helps fill the space. But yeah, his guitar sound is good. I don't know. So
Now,
Local H,
did you hear the bass and the guitar?
I could hear the
like,
low end. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So he did 3 strings light and 3 strings like heavy bass strings, or
The top three is electric, and the bottom 3 is bass.
Okay. Because
No, I think it's the other way around. Yeah, you're right. The other way around.
The way Local H does it is he just plays his electric guitar, but I think his G string might be a bass string, but he wires it through to 2 separate amps, one being a bass amp and the other being a guitar cab. And So yeah, he's able to get that full sound that way. So yeah, I love a good 2-piece band. If you can rock a crowd with just 2 people, that's a pretty special thing.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy. Neither one of them wanted to sing either. Like that blew my mind when they told me that on the interview. Oh, he's got a bass that he made out of the actual skeleton from House on Haunted Hills.
Wait, he's that guy? Because I saw pictures of that.
Yep, that's him.
That's wild.
Yeah, he showed it during the interview.
I just saw that it was today or yesterday. So that's really weird that
that's crazy.
Here we are. Yeah.
Heck
the internet.
Yeah, it works in mysterious ways sometimes, man.
Right. Yeah.
Did I tell you? So I've interviewed 7,000 people. I've been doing this 16 years. So I'm 42. I'll throw my age out there. I met my father for the first time at the age of 40. I was doing an interview with a guy, and he's like, "Yo, you got to get my roommate on." He went by Pacino, and he's like, "You got to get my roommate on. He does music too. He goes by Ronnie Good Kid." So halfway through the interview, we started talking about family, and he's like, "Yeah, I got an older brother I've never met, and my stupid ass father." He mentioned his father's name. I stopped that. I was like, "Bro, I'm your brother. I've been looking for you too." Huh. He didn't believe me. I found I interviewed my brother and found my family's side through an interview.
That's wild.
He hit me up 3 days later. He's like, "Bro, you are my brother."
That's wild.
Isn't that crazy?
That's really weird, but neat.
Yep. And I had DNA tests when I was younger, so I could prove to him, "Yo, I am your brother." And my father confirmed it. So on my way back from Utah, I stopped and saw my father for the first time.
Huh. That's
crazy.
Wild.
So not only have I had my idols do radio drops, I've actually found family through doing interviews.
That's
crazy.
So neat. That's really, really cool. You can hang your hat on that alone.
Mm-hmm. Yep, just that alone.
Everything else is cool. That's amazing.
Yep. Yeah, it blew my mind. And then found out I had 6 sisters and 5 brothers, but yeah.
Dang. So you went from pretty much, a very smaller, limited family to all of a sudden, kapow! You've got the biggest Thanksgiving of all.
Big one, yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was crazy, man. All right, so next, actually, I want DJ Stars to take her question about the Island and albums. So do you want to take that in a little bit?
That's fine.
You good? You want me to take it for you?
Go ahead.
Okay. So if you were stranded on a deserted island for the rest of your life and you had one album to choose from to listen to the rest of the time you're on there, who would it be and why?
Oh, one?
One.
Oh, god dang, man. So, I would. That's so hard, man.
Mm-hmm. Gets them every time.
I would probably say, I'd probably say Johnny Cash, and then, trying to think of which one I'd go with. Probably one of the American recordings that he did with Rick Rubin, but I've got to pick one. Oh man, I'd go American 4, The Man Comes Around.
Oh yeah, good one. I had that on record back in the day.
Yeah, dude.
So
good. Johnny Cash and Rick Rubin was an amazing partnering. I'm so glad it happened.
Yeah,
before he passed.
Yeah, I agree.
R.I.P. Johnny Cash, forever and always.
So we're gonna have you do a radio drop, and then we're going to be pulling the name out for the contest for the T-shirt. So I'm gonna put you right on the spot. I'm gonna have you say, "This is Precious Juggalo." This is I'm
This is
listening
Shovel of
to.
Precious Juggalos.
Yes, I was just gonna add that.
Okay.
You're listening to DJ Snickers and DJ Stars on Underground Wicked Radio. Then I want you to say what you do, links to your merch store, and your YouTube. And that's
Oh man,
going to
that's
go into
so much
rotation.
information.
It is.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Go for it.
This is Shovel of Precious Juggalos. You're listening to DJ Snickers and DJ Stars of Wicked Underground Radio. I paint Juggalo faces on all kinds of weird little things. If you're interested in that, definitely check out my shop, preciousjuggalos.square.site, and then check me out on YouTube. I am Precious Juggalos. How about that?
Perfect. And then
One
take. And I'm going to be cutting in some of the stuff from the Shaggy's drop too.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I'll send it to you before we post it. All right, so it's time for the contest. We're going to pull a name out. And so if anyone's tuning in, because I've seen 13 people watching, you didn't comment. You
commented in the chat. Get in there.
Comment and chat now if you want to press this Juggalo shirt.
Really
got a couple.
So it's my logo on the front, and then on the back is a really cool Hatchet Man design that looks like a precious moment that my oldest daughter actually drew. So it's pretty special to me. And screen printed by hand by me.
Is she in there?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Here comes the moment. We're pulling the name. Let me see. Who do we got? Oh. Oh, look at that. Kay, you won.
Hey, Kay.
Man, you won. So
Kay, if you don't want to give your size in the chat, I totally understand. If you want to just email me, then I'm good with that. And then that actually just email me, then I can get your address. PreciousJuggalos@gmail.com.
I don't know if you follow him on Facebook, Kay. You can also inbox him on there too as well.
Totally.
I hope she I hope she's still in here. I hadn't seen her saying, oh, there she is.
There she is. Nice.
You won, fam. Hell yeah.
Awesome. I'm excited. I might throw in some extras too,
Oh yeah. So I'm gonna take a couple more questions and then we're gonna hop off here. What is your thought of people putting your artwork in, what was the name of the group?
Oh, that's it. I'm craft shaming.
Bad craft shaming group. Man, you should have seen the people sticking up for you.
I know.
That was awesome.
I did. So, somebody posted one of my pieces in some shaming group on Facebook, and it was like day after Christmas or day of Christmas. Like it was right at Christmas. So, I had a lot going on. I was with my family, and I can't remember if somebody messaged me or how I found out about it, but I did, and I went and looked, and I was fully prepared for the standard white trash, but no, I went in the comments, dude. It was hundreds of people.
I was one of them.
Yeah, we were in there.
Wild. It was like, I kid you not, reading those comments, I was expecting to feel like shit after seeing that. But after reading literally hundreds of comments of people supporting me and saying all kinds of really incredibly nice things, like it turned into just such like a blessing to me. Like it was so, it made everything seem like I'm doing the right thing. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you do stuff, this type of stuff, creative stuff, and you just feel like you're just throwing it out to the universe, and who cares? But I hope everybody gets an opportunity like what I did on that day, because it just made me feel like I said, like I'm doing the right thing, and it was so good. Meant to make me feel like crap, ended up making me feel
Backfired on them.
amazing. Yeah, yeah. And I picked
Oh,
up
yeah.
more followers, and I sold more stuff because of it. So shame on
yeah.
you.
And I was
dummy.
so mad too because like I actually seen the post on my time. I was like, wait a minute.
You know, because she was in that group. Heck yeah. Heading out, Mikey. You have a good night, fam.
See you, Mikey.
So I actually wanted to do. I saved this one towards the end. One more reaction from you because this blows my mind, and I've been trying to hit him up and get him. I would love to see these two at the gathering, man. Like it just, I can just imagine it. So they go by Pete and Bass.
Yeah, Pete and Baz. Yeah,
Yep.
I know them. Yeah,
you have heard of
they're
them.
amazing.
And I really want to get them at the gathering. Like they have to go to the gathering. So has anyone in chat ever heard of Pete and Bass?
They're the I don't want to spoil it.
Don't spoil it, because if no one in chat's heard of them, I will do a video reaction for chat.
Yeah,
of these guys, because I'd love to see them at the gathering.
they will blow your mind.
Yes, they will. They will blow your mind.
Oh, dude, Ben, you're in for a treat.
Never heard of them. Oh, okay, here we go. They've never heard of them.
Oh, they're so good.
All right, yeah, let's do this real quick.
Sorry, I've got to message somebody, so I'm not staring at my crotch because I'm a creep. Just FYI.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
All right, so we won't say anymore. We'll just play it. I gotta find the right one. Oh, this is the one I like right here. We'll get these ads out of the way because I know they're gonna play. Yeah, if you guys just, I don't want to say no more. You'll see, but I would love to see these guys at the gathering. That's all I can say.
Ninja, has that been confirmed? Because I heard about that. I heard rumors of that, but I never heard that it was actually confirmed. Also, not for nothing, a lot of people have Ghost Riders.
Yeah, I mean, if they have a Ghost Rider, that's still, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, still their skill set is
yeah
pretty on point.
We'll leave it at that. So leave some comments in chat. Let me know what you think of these guys, Pete and Bass. This is T-Pain.
and they're out.
These guys are true inspirations, man. Like, it doesn't matter how old you are. If you want to do something, go do it.
Well,
It's
and
never
from
too
what I
late.
understand, their story is kind of similar to mine, where they're just a couple of dudes that had nothing really to get excited about in their lives, and just kind of stumbled upon something that they turns out they're really good at, and it's still, it's all tongue in cheek. They're not gangsters or anything, but they love putting on the show, and they do it well, man. I've thought about that too, Ninja. I tried to look that up because they're an enigma, dude. I went down a rabbit hole with Pete and Baz because I really, there's got to be something there. And I know drum and beat goes back deep in like UK culture. So there's been rap over there for a long time that we just never knew about. And it's been slowly growing. So were they Gen 1 in the UK back in the day? Could have been. Who knows? Either way, they're rad today. I love them.
There's a whole Juggalo scene in the UK. I don't know if you know that.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised by it because there's people with the same struggles over there that we have over here, and it's hard to deny the whole style is just, I don't know, it's eye catching.
I actually interviewed. Oh, excuse me. I interviewed a whole group of people that were on the UK Juggalo cipher over there, and it blew my mind to see how many Juggalo artists were overseas doing it.
Yeah, it like even with Electric Callboy, it always, I don't know why we get so like America centric, like we get locked in our own little just consciousness of, well, that's an American thing. We do that.
Yep.
So, and then we're shocked when it's like Slaughter to Prevail happens, where it's like,
yes.
Oh dang, they're doing that over in Russia.
Yeah, it's not crazy.
And but it may have started here, but there's people all around the world that are getting the same exposure we are.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually focus on it more than we do because it's more special to them.
Yes.
We live in it. And so we're just like inundated with American culture. Over there, they have to like really work hard to get what they want.
Yes.
And, so they come in with more fire and passion than a lot of our artists do because they had to do a lot more work.
I found Slaughter through Prevail by Falling in Reverse because he did a song with Alex Terrible.
Yeah.
With Tech Nine and Slaughter.
Alex
Terrible,
with Radke. Yeah. That song is amazing. It's such a great combination of just everything that is hard in the world, and they put it in one song. Oh, so good.
Now, did you listen to Ronnie Radke back when he was rapping before he decided to go to metal?
No. And so because of the time that I spent in the working in music, I've had a lot of run-ins with a lot of artists, musicians. And he would have been doing a lot of similar things that I was hosting on my stage at the time that I was doing it. But I don't think I ever had any interactions with him, which is crazy because a lot of times I've totally forgotten that I did work with this band or that band, or this guy was in that band at the time they were on my stage or whatever. So it's always kind of fun to, like, even in my streams, like, I think Weird Bob and I figured out that he played on my stage once.
Oh, wow.
And then when I was doing the piece for the movie Off Ramp, the guy that plays, now I can't remember if it was Trey or Silas, but one of the two main guys, his name's Johnny in real life. He played on my stage too. So
Oh,
like
yeah.
he came on my little stream here on YouTube and to talk about the, the movie that he's in. And then we get to talking about music and find out that we're both into like hardcore and metal stuff. And he's like, yeah, I was in a band. Says the name of the band. I'm like, no way. Have you been to Joplin, Missouri? Yup.
Right? Did you watch the movie Off the Ramp?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I bought a copy. I love
So
it.
do you know who Scotty D is at the end of the movie? He's wearing the green jersey.
Yeah. Well, I don't know him, but
He
I've seen
owns
him around.
Juggalo. Yeah, he owns Juggalo News.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So if you go to Scotty D's YouTube, I have about 200 interviews on there from when I was there, official radio.
Okay, nice.
That was awesome to see him on there. I was like, what, Scotty D?
Yeah, I like that that Nathan, the guy that made the movie, made sure that he got some like key juggalos that helped him along the way to understand the culture
movie.
better. That's how he like paid his respect, was putting him in the movie.
It was a good movie. I want to do one more song before we take a couple final questions because you said you had. I got to play this. So this is Ronnie Rackey's very old song. It's actually in rotation on my radio.
What year would this have been?
This came out in, let's take a look. I know it was a while, 10 years ago. And you'll see why I'm playing this one. We'll play this real quick. This is back before Falling in Reverse. Ronnie Rackey did metal, rock, and all the other stuff he does now. But let me know what you guys think in chat.
This is near where the shooting happened more than 2 years ago. I got an insane posse, we ain't clowns though. I ain't a juggalo, but I always fucking juggle hoes. And maybe it's in my nature, but I never wanna date her. But she's like a shot of vodka, cause I always gotta chase her. What the fucking problem with a one night stand? I'm never gonna settle down, you need to understand it. Let me keep it simple, I'm officially single, and I won't miss you. Here's a tissue, I got issues, believe me. And I always see my mommy in every woman I meet. But I hate my fucking motherfucker, it's weak. So please believe me, I'm a needy, insecure fucking freak. And it ain't easy or as dreamy as you thought it would be. Took her out to dinner, went and tried to kiss her. Opened up my eyes, the fucking bitch was checking Twitter. Ladies, I ain't trying to be rude, but I don't never date a bitch who hates to grab your fucking food. Oh, I lost my fucking mind. It happens all the time. Cause I can't stand myself. I'm an asshole, baby. Oh, I'm fashionably late. I'm the one you love to hate. Cause I can't stand myself. Cause I'm an asshole, baby.
I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole.
I'm an asshole, baby.
I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole.
I'm an asshole, baby. Up in the scene in mid-2006, I was automatically labeled as a goddamn prick. I go to prison and get out and then I'm back at it. Hey guys, I ain't afraid to go back, but I watch that lip. But the music nowadays always sound the same. But it's pretty fucking lame what you fucking lames claim to be real music, and you gotta feel stupid to be still choosing to abuse the privilege and you still use it. And lately all your bands do the same damn shit. Same breakdown, snare kicking, lame ass riff. And everybody still fucking.
Anyways, I wanted to give you a taste of his old music. But we got a question from Kay. She wants to know, where do you want to see Precious Juggalos in 5 years? That's a good question.
5 years from now, honestly, I would love to be able to make this my full-time job, like get out of my my job that I currently have, which is working in the local government. Very soul-sucking and not at all fulfilling. I would love to make Precious Juggalos my life. If I could quit my job, I could do a lot more. Yeah, Ben coming in with all the questions.
That's a good one.
Also, obviously, Kay, I want to be bigger and better. I'd love to be monetized on YouTube. That's another way to be able to get away from my job, is diversifying my revenue streams. So if I could get monetized, for streaming and doing social media stuff, I already am on Facebook, but if I could increase that too, then that gets me one step closer.
Heck yeah.
You want to go with that one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, it is. That is a really, really good question, Ben. So first off, I should say I was never an LEO, because I don't want to, that's something I respect, and I don't want to try to lay claim to something that I wasn't. I worked for the sheriff's department, and there's going to be some of you that are going to groan when you hear this, but I think you've gotten to know my character at this point. So trust me, I tried to be the best I could when I was doing this. I worked in the jail here in Kansas City. So pretty rough. It's urban. So we have some serious problems in Kansas City. So I saw some pretty heavy stuff in there. Something that was really eye-opening, positive or negative. Honestly, I left for a couple of reasons. Mentioned before, my best friend, I lost him to suicide. He was actually a veteran cop, had been a cop for a long time. And it's common, I shouldn't say common. It happens a lot with people that, work in law enforcement. There's a lot of suicide. There's a high rate of it, but it's very hush hush. And I hate that. It's got a lot of stigma around it. So much so that even at my buddy's funeral, the chief of police showed up in street clothes, not his uniform, because it's traditional that the chief does not show up in his uniform because the death is not, I don't know, not honorable, which that blows my mind. My buddy put his heart and soul into the city and into being a good guy, because trust me, he was a good guy. It was like me. That's why we were friends. And he just got beat down for 15, 20 years of being a cop and seeing terrible things and being treated terrible. Wore him down to a breaking point, and we lost him. Part of it was because of the badge. And even I said that was one reason I left. I also left because every day I would show up to work and I would get on the floor, and everybody, that's locked up hates me. Just, they don't know me, but they hate me. And they would call me every name in the book, and they would say terrible things about my children and about my wife and about my mom all day, every day. And they would say that I'm a racist, and they would say all these things. And, they would call me a Nazi because I'm white and I happen to be born in Germany. Even if they didn't know that, that was just like the worst thing that they could say. And so you hear that all day, and eventually it starts to twist you. And I was starting to become a very angry and mean person that I never wanted to be. And so I knew that I had to leave, because I went in with the best intentions of justice and kindness and respect. And I was just getting chewed up and just abused. And I was getting to the point where, if I was breaking up a fight or whatever, I was being too violent. I'm not saying I never abused anyone, but I could see that I was on a track towards that eventuality, and I didn't want to be that guy. So
it's crazy because me and my buddy were studying to be state troopers, and I took a different route for a little while. He called me. He ended up moving down to Arizona, and he called me up crying, and he's like, "Bro, don't be a state trooper." He's like, "I just quit." He did it for a year. They went in a house that was selling drugs, and one of the drug dealers shot a kid, and the kid died in his arms.
Yeah, I saw some terrible things because when people get arrested and they have their kids with them, or if there's a an assault of a very personal nature with a kid, they go into protective custody, and for temporarily they get brought to us because we had facilities to hold them for very brief periods. So I would see kids that had been, I know there's words on YouTube that you're not supposed to use, but starts with an A and it ends with, an ape. And I would see kids that had that had happened to them. And the one that really will always stick with me was a baby that was like 4 months old with like hip bones just broken. She was in like a half body cast because she had been abused so much in that area that her hips were just wrecked. And it's a baby, dude. Like, and you see that and you just want to kill. Like, you just want to go kill. And I don't want to kill, but it's a world. I'm glad that I worked in it, because I understand a lot of things now that I never did, and a lot of people never will, and I hope they never do, because they're not good things. They're not good things to understand. But the next time that you have interactions with law enforcement, please just take into account that they see the absolute worst of humanity. Maybe not every day, but they've got stories, and they have stories they'll never tell because they're just too bad, too bad.
Speaking of that, man, I've never talked about this on air. I did 10 years probation, got youthful offender out of it. My stepfather used to beat my mother. And I come in one day to her hand all cut up. I lost it, man. I started bodybuilding and I beat the crap out of my stepfather. And as the cops were pulling me off, I elbowed the cop in the mouth.
Ooh.
So I ended up going to court for attempted murder on my stepfather. There was other things he was doing I won't talk about on the air. And he got away with everything, but the cop found out what was going on and he shook my hand. He said, "Son, I don't blame you. I'm dropping the charges on you." And because I apologized for hitting him in the mouth.
Yeah.
But he dropped the charges. But yeah, it was messed up, man. And when my probation officer found out why it was on, dude, I was doing shots of vodka with my probation officer. It was crazy.
Yeah. The world is rough, dude. That's why I paint.
Yep. Well, the judge asked me if I would do it again. I looked dead at him. I said, "You're damn right I will."
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like, man, I could not believe that judge. He just like threw the book at me. It blew my mind.
Yeah.
Crazy world we live in.
Yeah.
Yep. But let's take that other.
This took a turn.
It did. I was just thinking that. Yeah, like, holy crap.
Anyway,
so let's go back to that other question. Super Bowl, man. Do you watch Super Bowl? Who
yeah, dude. Come on, man. I'm from Kansas City. Of course, I'm gonna be a Chiefs fan, but I'm not a fair weather fan. I didn't just show up starting to wear
Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I didn't just show up wearing my my Chiefs gear in the last few years. I've been a Chiefs fan from the beginning. So I am so glad and I know that everybody wants to hate on the Chiefs and hate on Mahomes. I get it. Back in the day, I hated Tom Brady and I hated the Patriots because they just won. And turns out a lot of them were dirtbags. Now it's our turn, and being on top, it makes a lot of people just make assumptions and bring all the hate, and it's a little weird for people to hate on Kansas City because we're such a you always hear it, like big city with a small town heart or whatever, but we are like if you're from out of town and you come to Kansas City and you just talk to somebody random, it's going to be nothing but kindness. If you ask for directions, we're not just going to give you directions. We're probably going to give you like, "Oh, you want to go to, that restaurant? Let me actually tell you a better one that you didn't hear about on the Food Network. Go this way and I'll follow me. I'll drive. I'll buy you lunch." That's how we live here. So for people to hate us now, it's crazy.
That is nuts.
They try to act like we're these wretched, cheating, horrible people, and it's like, No, we're still the same ones. It's just there's a lot of fair weather fans that aren't us. They just happen to be wearing our gear right now.
So as of earlier before the interview, I got a pet named Shovel now.
Yeah.
Our cat caught a mouse and I decided to keep it. I put it in our bedroom in a container. The mouse got out of the container and I took everything out of my bedroom. I was looking for like an hour for this damn thing. I look up and it's sitting on our curtain watching me look around the bedroom for it. So I caught it. I put it back in the container. Shovel hit me up. He's like, well, what are you going to name it? I'm like, well, I'm going to name it Shovel now. So we have a mouse named Shovel.
So we used to have a mouse named Hat. So
Yep, we had a mouse named Hat before that last year.
That one came from the pet store, though.
Yeah. I'm crazy. Our cat caught a mouse, and I kept it for a pet. Oh man. Hey, I'm already petting it and shit. It's pretty tame. I'm
Is
surprised.
it letting you?
Yeah.
Huh. That's wild.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
He's curled up in a blanket sleeping.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so wild.
It's crazy. Yeah. So field mice, I guess, are pretty tame.
I mean,
So-
I've been around them a lot, but I'm usually, killing them.
Not here. I keep them as pets.
Yeah.
They didn't kill. Well, they had two other mice I tried to keep. Those ones died. This one survived. But I wish I could share the photo on here with you guys. Like maybe I could do it on the camera.
Oh
This
my
thing was
gosh.
literally
Help
just
me.
chilling on the freaking curtain rod, staring at me while I'm looking for it. Let's see if I can do this. Other way. There he is. Just chilling on the curtain, watching me look for him in the bedroom for like an hour. And I caught him with a net.
He was laughing.
Yeah, he was too proud of the freaking thing. All right, we're going to take some final questions here. So, did you enjoy your interview on Underground Wicked Radio, and would you come back?
Oh, yeah, of course, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just the interview, dude. I enjoy you. You're a good dude.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it.
Also,
and
DJ Stars.
I was going to say, he read my mind on that one.
Yeah.
That's a good movie, Don. Mouse Hunt. That kind of reminded me of that while I was looking for that mouse today.
Was
Just sitting there.
Christopher Walken in Mouse Hunt? Was that the
believe-
one he was in?
I think so.
Where
Correct
he
us
was?
if we're wrong, Don.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a minute
Well,
since I've seen it.
It's a good movie. Any shout outs you want to do before we hop off?
I mean, of course, shout out to JR. He's a guy that's been rocking with me from nearly the beginning. I don't know if anybody else has seen the video of when JR handed a custom piece that I painted for Ouija Mac. He was the one that gave it to him. So always shout out JR and Maya. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know who to shout out because I just live in such a weird little
Shaggy
dungeon
Judo
here.
for checking out your artwork.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the inspiration for all this is Violent J and Shaggy Too Dope. So yeah. I would also shout out Strange Suspicion.
Yes.
Another great channel here on YouTube that they always are supportive and just kind to me. So I really appreciate them. Don Chaos, another one that, I love that we've been able to get to know each other, even though it's just through this, on a screen and in a chat and, messaging each other. And it's just, I don't know, the world is so big and weird. But when it comes down to it, it's pretty small.
It is. Actually, doing interviews with artists, it's like everyone seems to know someone I've interviewed at some point.
Yeah.
And don't forget, next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be hopping on Don's podcast. We will be interviewing Chuckles. I can't wait. He doesn't even know I'm getting on. I'm just going to hop on there. I've interviewed him probably like 5 times. So, hell yeah, I can't wait. All right, we're going to hop off here. When will you be live again? Monday?
Yeah, I'll definitely be live Monday. Every Monday through Friday on YouTube, 4:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, or whatever time zone you're in. I don't want to do the conversions. You can figure it out.
6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. So yeah, every Monday through Friday, you can find me, and please join. It's always a good time.
Mhm.
It's very much like this. I paint, and we just hang out and chat. Shout out Pondfish too. Love that
Oh
guy.
yeah, Pondfish.
Speaking of
Oh.
great artists, Pondfish.
Yes, go check
Amazing.
Pondfish out on Instagram. I can't remember what you go by on there, Pondfish.
Watercolors by Carlos.
Yes, dang good art on there. All right, we're gonna hop off here. I'll be back next Thursday on Don's podcast, and next week I've got Concrete coming on, and then Saturday I'll be interviewing East Coast, or not East Coast Crazies. They're next week. White Noise. Saturday night I got White Noise coming on. Everyone have a good night. It's Underground Wicked Radio out. Sinister Minded Music official radio. Whoop whoop.
Whoop whoop.